So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute, man. And we back with some more conspiracy theories and unexplained mysteries. But before we get to that, man, we gotta unplug some more people out of the Matrix. And you do that by hitting the like button, then going to the comment section and putting hashtag unplug. All right, that's it. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button. We good. After that, let's get to the craziness.
So history has recorded the first big UFO sighting in the United States is 1947 in Roswell, New Mexico, very famously right outside Roswell. But actually, there was, in some sense, a bigger and more significant event sighting 2 years before, also in New Mexico, at exactly the moment the U.S. government was detonating the first atomic weapon, shortly thereafter used in Japan. And witnesses on the ground saw some kind of object shaped like an avocado, they said, crash land. It was inspected by a lot of locals. There were beings inside, they said, and it was carted away by the U.S. government. Now, people don't want to be called crazy, so no one said too much about it for quite some years, but people within the U.S. government believe it's true, and they believe it so strongly that now, as of this week, the Defense Department's annual spending bill will require, as per Congress, the Pentagon to go back and investigate what really happened. Nick Pope is a former UK Ministry of Defense official who's followed this subject very closely. He joins us to assess. Nick, thanks so much for coming on. So this is a story that most, I think, Americans are not even aware of, but clearly people within the U.S. government believe it's real, or they wouldn't have attached this to a spending bill, correct?
Correct, yes. This is being called the Roswell before Roswell. And you're right, people with some knowledge of these intelligence programs who've been briefing Congress about this made sure that this was put into the legislation. And it's one of many UFO provisions in the new defense bill. The DoD must provide Congress with a list of everything they've found out about this specific incident, but all other incidents and programs from January 1st, 1945 onwards, and anyone involved in these programs or with information about it will be released from their secrecy oaths and non-disclosure agreements, and they'll be able to testify to Congress about this.
So here we have the nuclear connection again. This was around the first detonation in human history of a nuclear device. Subsequent to that, you've had UFO sightings at nuclear missile bases, around nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, nuclear-powered submarines. There's clearly some nuclear, I mean, I don't pretend to understand, but nuclear has some connection to these sightings, no?
That seems to be the case. And again, Congress is demanding answers on this. We had the latest report from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence last week that highlighted the fact that there were several hundred more sightings being investigated, military sightings, than we'd heard of before. Talked about unusual flight characteristics and performance parameters of this. And yeah, we must get to the bottom of this UFO and nuclear connection.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I would think. It feels like we're getting closer. I hope. Nick Pope.
And that makes sense with everything we were hearing during ancient history. When we were looking at those ancient history videos, man, and they were talking about nuclear things and stuff like that, the connection there, that makes sense.
Connection.
Yeah. I mean, I would think. It feels like we're getting closer. I hope. Nick Pope, thank you for your work on this. Appreciate it.
Recent years have witnessed numerous chilling discoveries that have sent shivers down our spines. You see, our planet has its own share of terror. One by one, researchers and people from all around the world have been uncovering them. From the submersible that got lost in search of the Titanic to the mysterious shadow zone, here are the 20 most terrifying things recently discovered. Number 20. The implosion of the Titanic Submersible. More than a century has passed since that fateful night in April 1912 when the mighty Titanic, deemed unsinkable, met its tragic demise. Since then, the Titanic wreck has emerged as one of the most captivating and enduring mysteries in the annals of maritime history. This year, on June 18, an expedition set off from St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada to see the wreck of the Titanic. Many on board the submersible were among the wealthiest people on the planet, including British billionaire and adventurer Hamish Harding. The submersible, named closely after the Titanic, the Titan, was already met with a lot of controversy and skepticism, with many claiming it wasn't suitable to use for such a deep dive. The submersible dived at around 8 in the morning and was set to surface around 3 p.m., but it never happened. On June 19, a day after the dive, the U.S. Coast Guard and the Canadian Coast Guard began searching for the submersible using aircraft and underwater sonars, but nothing was found. Days later, a secret government agency claimed they'd heard an implosion occurring near the location of the Titan's supposed dive. A 96...
That still gets me right there every single time. Watching the whole controller, a PlayStation controller, that gets me every time.
6-hour countdown of the 22-foot carbon fiber submersible began, and the public watched the news with bated breath. When the countdown reached 0%, all 5 people who boarded the Titan were deemed dead. This recent incident reminds us just how unpredictable the ocean is, and how we shouldn't, as humans, dare to explore its deepest depths, where crushing pressure could easily destroy a machine with even the tiniest fault. Number 19. Second Earth. Recently, NASA discovered something incredible, a planet incredibly similar to ours. We finally learned about TOI 700. TOI 700 is a planet that's about 95% the size of our planet. And just like Earth, it's believed to have a solid rocky surface. Just like the Sun, it's also orbiting around its very own dwarf star. Remember TOI 700d, another planet discovered in the same system in 2020? Well, it's also about the same size as Earth. And here's the icing on the cosmic cake. Both TOI 700e and TOI 700d are located within the star's habitable zone. The habitable zone is that sweet spot around a star where conditions might be just right for liquid water to exist on a planet's surface. And as you know, liquid water is one of the critical ingredients for life as we know it. So the fact that these exoplanets are in the habitable zone is pretty darn exciting. It means there's a chance, just a chance mind you, that these planets could potentially have or might have had the right conditions to support life. Now, before we get carried away with visions of extraterrestrial civilizations living on TOI 700e or TOI 700d, it's important to keep our feet planted firmly on the ground. Or should I say, Earth. Just because a planet is similar to us doesn't automatically mean it's a suitable habitat for humans. It's way trickier. You see, there are many other factors to consider when it comes to a planet's habitability. Sure, size and location are crucial, but there are countless other variables at play. Factors like atmospheric composition, a magnetic field, and even the planet's history all come into play. So even though these exoplanets tick some boxes, there's still a lot we don't know about their potential for supporting life as we know it. But who knows? Soon enough, we might be sending people into space to do a cosmic migration. Number 18. Peculiar jellyfish. Earlier this year, a team of scientists captured a spine-chilling video of this jellyfish species in action, swimming at an astonishing depth of over 4,593 feet below the surface. Can you imagine the sheer darkness and eerie silence down there? Not to mention the number of terrifying sea creatures that lurk in the abyss. This isn't the first encounter with this particular jellyfish. In 2015, the NOAA ocean exploration ship Okeanos Explorer had a close encounter with it. Scientists suspect that this strange jellyfish belongs to the Bathycaris genus. With rays extending from its bell, this jellyfish appears straight out of a nightmare. It's believed that these rays serve a purpose, catching unsuspecting prey.
And it looked harmless. And that's what makes me even more afraid of it, bro. The ones that look harmless be the ones that probably touch you, shock you, and paralyze your whole body. Nah, no thank you.
This is a creature that hunts gelatinous animals, like swimming sea cucumbers, and even other jellyfish. This basically means that this creature can be considered a cannibal, as it eats its own kind. Number 17. Massive Megalodon Shark. A few months into 2023, fossil experts stumbled upon something truly spine-chilling, a jaw-dropping megalodon tooth. In June 2023, fossil expert Michael Nastasio struck gold off the coast of Venice, Florida, just about 70 miles south of Tampa. Amidst the sandy depths, he unearthed a remarkable 6-inch-long megalodon tooth. Can you believe the size of this thing?
Crazy.
The megalodon is a colossal beast, often referred to as the terror of the deep, and was the largest shark to ever exist on our planet. The megalodon prowled the seas around 23 million to 2.6 million years ago. If you thought the great white shark was intimidating, the megalodon puts it to shame. The megalodon was a fearsome hunter that had rows upon rows of razor-sharp teeth, each measuring several inches in length. On top of the food chain, This creature feasted on medium to large marine mammals, from seals to dolphins and whales. With its massive size and unparalleled hunting skills, it was undoubtedly the apex predator of its time. It ruled the oceans with unmatched dominance, leaving other creatures scrambling to avoid it. Number 16. Giant Trapdoor SpiderMan.
No.
The Queensland Museum has stumbled upon a fascinating discovery. A massive trapdoor spider species lurking in central Queensland's Brigalow Belt. As you can see, these spiders are no small fry. These spiders are pretty giant, and they'll surely be in the nightmares of arachnophobes all around the world. Its name is Euoplos dignitas, which literally means dignity and greatness. It's a perfect fit considering the sheer size of this critter. These creatures inhabit the woodlands of central Queensland. These trapdoor spiders might be scary, but they're also pretty impressive. They construct these cryptic trapdoors on the ground, blending seamlessly with their woodland surroundings. You could walk right past them without even realizing they're there. What's more, they spend a good chunk of their lives, around 6 or 7 years, chilling in their cozy burrows. Introverts can surely relate. Now I know some of you might feel a bit jittery around 8-legged beings, but you don't have anything to worry about. These arachnids are pretty chill when it comes to humans. They don't pose any real threat. Their venom isn't something to worry about. These spiders are more likely to mind their own business and only get feisty if they feel super
Still
threatened.
don't trust them.
Number 15.
Still don't trust them.
Lobe. AI art has been making waves lately, with tools like Midjourney and Stable Diffusion allowing users to generate artwork through artificial intelligence. Although it's controversial whether AI-generated art is really considered art, many continue to dabble in AI art generation because of how easy it is. You simply input a short phrase or prompt, and the AI interprets it to create an image. The results can range from strange and disturbing to surprisingly beautiful. Users also have the option to train the AI to refine the quote-unquote art it produces. But perhaps one of the strangest creations since the boom of AI art is Lobe. She's become quite a sensation online, being referred to as an AI ghost, creepy, a demon, and the curse of AI art. But who or what really is Lobe? Well, Lobe is a fictional character, an amalgamation of human features in the form of an older woman generated by an AI art tool.
Why?
She was brought to life by Twitter user Supercomposite, who used an image prompt to create her. Nothing out of the ordinary, really. The strange part is how Lobe seemed to have taken on a life of her own. The user mixed other AI-generated images with the original images of Lobe, asking the AI to create something new based on her. And that's when things got dark and eerie. The AI started generating macabre and gory images featuring headless humans and children with horrifying faces. And now, everyone's saying that this entity is out to get everyone randomly appearing in many AI art created by people. Number 14. Internet Apocalypse. Imagine not having the internet for a day. Sounds like a complete nightmare, right? Well, imagine not having access to the internet for months. There's a chance that soon enough, a massive solar storm will hit Earth, causing a major internet apocalypse. According to some groundbreaking research, such a disaster could leave us disconnected from the online world. Yikes! You see, these solar systems occur every century or so when our planet gets hit by fierce solar winds. Typically, the majestic shield surrounding Earth protects us. But when the solar wind intensifies, we're in trouble. Scientists estimate that the chance of a severe space weather event affecting Earth is incredibly slim. But the chances aren't zero. The last big storms were recorded back in 1859 and 1921. The Carrington event, as it's known, caused telegraph wires to burst into flames, and even brought auroras to places near the equator. More recent incidents have shown us that even smaller storms can wreak havoc, like the one in 1989 that plunged the entire Canadian province of Quebec into darkness for 9 hours. But the thing is, back then, we weren't as reliant on the internet as we are now. In the digital age, the internet is our lifeline, connecting continents through undersea cables. While local and regional connections are relatively safe, those massive undersea cables are at risk during a solar storm. These cables have repeaters to boost signals, but they're vulnerable to geomagnetic currents. If even one repeater goes offline, entire cables could become useless. Now here's the scary part. The economic impact of just one day without the internet in the US is estimated to be over $7 billion. Imagine if the network remained non-functional for days, weeks, for
I knew it was a lot, but just hearing that number just is mind-blowing.
even months. Luckily, we'll have about 13 hours of warning before the next big solar storm hits, thanks to NASA. Let's hope the internet apocalypse doesn't happen anytime soon, though, because trust me, the world without the internet is a place we don't want to be. Number 13.
True.
Terrifying new demon shark. Scientists have just discovered a brand new species of shark that has been lurking in the abyss for over a decade. More than a decade ago, a deceased pregnant female species of this shark was discovered off the coast of Western Australia, but it remained unidentified until recently. Its name is Apresturus ovicorrugatus. Quite a mouthful, but it came from the Latin word for corrugated egg. You see, this shark's eggs have a unique appearance, like little purses belonging to mermaids. Apresturus is a type of cat shark known for its ghostly and mysterious nature. They're often called ghost or demon sharks, making them among the most terrifying of these sharks is their ghostly appearance. Imagine bizarre creatures lurking in the deep. Now, their eggs might look unique, but what made scientists intrigued with a killing machine that also looks like a ghost? The ocean really is a pretty frightening place, huh? Number 12. Fungal Takeover. Do you know what's equivalent to a zombie apocalypse? A time when fungi are resistant to everything. Yep, over the past decade, these little organisms are becoming a growing global threat, and scientists are sounding the alarm bells. Did you know that some of these fungi could potentially invade our bodies and take over our brains?
Unfortunately,
sounds like something
yeah.
straight out of a horror movie, right? It's a slim chance, but it's possible. The evolution of these fungal pathogens and their impact on human health is no joke. These fungi are responsible for more than 1.5 million deaths annually. These organisms are
I
mutated.
wonder, is it a threat to somebody like me who, I'm not so bad about it anymore, but man, I used to walk around barefoot a lot. I wonder, was that like a huge threat to me at that point?
And adapting to new environments, making it harder for scientists to keep up. There's no need for us to worry about fungi creating zombies just yet, but we might need to worry about their rapid evolution and adaptation. For now, the scary part is that if you're immunocompromised or dealing with conditions like cancer, these fungal infections can turn deadly real quick. And there are countless other fungal threats out there, impacting plants and insects, just waiting for an opportunity to mess with us humans. Number 11. Ancient crocodile. Recently, researchers discovered a beast that lived more than 240 million years ago. This incredible creature has been named Mambawakale Ruhuhu, which means ancient crocodile from the Ruhuhu Basin. You know that this beast is horrifying for it to be given such an imposing name. The Mambawakale fossils were discovered in 1963 in the Ruhuhu Basin in Tanzania. The fossils were brought to the National History Museum in London, but it wasn't until recently that researchers had the chance to analyze and study them. Mambawakale was a true titan of terror. This ancient reptile was over 16 feet long, with jaws that could crush bones and teeth as sharp as knives. This ancient predator was a force to be reckoned with. In fact, it's one of the largest predators we know of from the Middle Triassic period, about 247 to 237 million years ago. I'm all for animals, but I'm glad this creature is long extinct. Can you imagine this ferocious behemoth lurking in our waters today? Number 10.
No.
Rocks made of plastic. Scientists have recently discovered plastic rocks on a remote volcanic island off the Brazilian coast. Yeah, you heard that right. Rocks made of plastic. Naturally, experts have been worried because it shows just how deeply plastic pollution has infiltrated our planet's geological patterns.
I figured they was gonna blame us.
Plastic has literally become a part of nature.
Yeah.
These rocks are called plastiglomerates and are made of sediment, debris, and melted plastic. What's more worrisome is that they were found on Trindade Island off the coast of Brazil. It's a precious conservation area for endangered green turtles. It's their nesting ground where they lay their precious eggs. This shows that plastic is so invasive that it can even infiltrate the most protected areas on our planet. So what's the culprit behind these plastic rocks? Well, it's fishing nets. Fishing nets are used by fishermen, but if left floating in the ocean, they can have a pretty bad impact. The nets get tangled up and washed ashore, piling up on the beaches. And when the temperature rises, guess what happens? Yep, the plastic starts melting and fusing with the natural materials, creating these harmful plastiglomerates. But here's the deeper issue at play. The discovery of these plastic rocks signifies something much larger. Anthropocene. This basically means that there might be an era where human activities are drastically impacting our planet's atmosphere, climate, and geology. In simpler terms, it means we've left a permanent mark on the Earth, and it's not a good one. Our pollution, garbage, and plastic are becoming part of the Earth's geological records. We're literally leaving our plastic legacy behind for future generations to uncover. And that's not a legacy we should be proud of.
See, this is the type of stuff they need to be showing on like commercials or ads or something like that. You know what I mean? Interrupt more like content, TV shows and different things like that. Interrupt that with this type of stuff, you know? Start exposing this more. Run a heavy campaign on this like that. And even for myself, that'll encourage me to recycle more. We already have a recycle can out there that we do, but we could do more.
Hopefully, we'll learn how to mitigate plastics before it's too late.
Right.
Number 9. The noises on Mount Everest. As the sun dips below the horizon and the temperatures drop in the frozen landscape of Mount Everest, a strange sound begins to fill the air. This eerie symphony has long been a puzzle that scientists have been trying to unravel. In 2018, Dr. Podolsky and his team spent weeks battling the frigid conditions, stationed on the Trackerding Trambeau Glacier. They were baffled by the nocturnal sound echoing through the valleys. But upon returning to lower altitudes and analyzing the data they had gathered, everything finally fell into place. The seismic activity they recorded pointed directly at the extreme cold as the culprit behind the mysterious sound resonating near Mount Everest. You see, when darkness descends upon the frozen landscape, the temperature takes a nosedive, causing the ice to crack and shatter, which in turn causes the eerie symphony of the ice. Number 8. Reptile Visitor. Imagine you're just minding your own business in your backyard when you suddenly hear a strange noise inside your house. Curious, you investigated the source of the strange sound, and when you finally found the culprit, it was a massive lizard nearly 5 feet long. That's exactly what Eric Holland experienced. Eric was just going about his day, busy working in his shed in his home in Australia, when he heard some banging noises from his house. Naturally, he decided to check it out, and there it was. A giant lizard scaling the wall with its tail casually hitting the drain pipe. Can you imagine the shock and awe he must have felt? I mean, sure, backyard lizards are quite common in that area, with blue tongues and other reptilian visitors making appearances, but nothing quite like the colossal monitor lizard. Fortunately, he was safe, and the monitor lizard went about his business. That's Australian wildlife for you, I guess. Number 7. Goblin fetus. A group of builders working at an abandoned warehouse in Santa Maria Regla, Mexico City stumbled upon something peculiar, something that immediately gained the attention of conspiracy theorists. They discovered a goblin-like fetus that befuddled conspiracy theorists and scientists. The local builders were just going about their business when they came across this mysterious specimen. Imagine their shock when they laid eyes on a small-bodied creature with 4 limbs, a round baby-like head, a face that was, let's just say, not quite symmetrical, and even claws and a tail. It's like something straight out of a fantasy novel or a sci-fi movie. The mummified remains of this enigmatic creature were also displayed at the Museo de los Duendes, which literally translates to Goblin Museum. Visitors can come and marvel at this extraordinary discovery in the municipality of Huasca de Ocampo. Number 6. Cursed Doll. A woman recently shared what she found in the basement of an apartment that she got for an incredibly good deal. Little did she know, there was a reason behind the low price tag of the property.
I was just about to say, Susie said, oh, she got it for a good deal. We know why.
She only realized it upon discovering an eerie cursed doll in the house's basement. Its appearance was so horrifying that the woman immediately ran back upstairs upon seeing it. Can you blame her? I mean,
No.
Who wants to mess with a doll that will eat your soul? When this spooky story made its way to the internet, the reactions were priceless. Some questioned why anyone would spend their hard-earned money on a doll like that, while others urged the woman to abandon the house and never look back. One user suggested that the doll probably comes to life at midnight, while another insisted on burning it with salt just to be safe. Safety first, right? Number 5. Massive flying dinosaur. Imagine a relative of the cunning and fearsome dinosaurs you see in the Jurassic Park movies. Well, researchers recently discovered similar creatures. In the vast land of China, paleontologists have unearthed the fossil remains of a remarkable creature called Zhenyuanlong suni. This feathered dinosaur roamed the Earth a whopping 125 million years ago, just before the massive asteroid hit our planet that ended the reign of the terrible lizards. Standing over 5 feet tall, this species sported short wings adorned with multiple layers of large, intricate feathers that resembled the vibrant coverings we see in today's birds. You can say that this team of scientists from the University of Edinburgh and the Chinese Academy of Geological Sciences struck gold when they uncovered the incredibly well-preserved skeleton. After analyzing the fossils, it revealed things about the dinosaurs that we've never known before. In the future, we might learn more about dinosaurs, and discovery might even reveal details.
In the future, you might see a dinosaur. Let scientists keep playing around and messing around with the DNA that they keep finding. You may see one
that we've never known before. Number 4. Eel straight out of hell. In January 2023, the internet was captivated by a colossal and eerie eel that washed ashore on a Texas beach. Discovered by Jace Tunnell from the University of Texas Marine Science Institute, this American eel measures a whopping 4 feet in length, making it among the biggest eels ever discovered. According to Texas Parks and Wildlife, the longest American eel ever recorded was a mere 42 inches, so this 4-foot behemoth is really something. Naturally, female American eels can grow up to 4 feet long, while males only reach a maximum of 1.5 feet. These eels have a slimy mucus layer that gives them a slippery texture. They're nocturnal hunters, feasting on crustaceans, small insects, worms, and other fish. What's fascinating is that their life cycle begins in fresh water. They possess the remarkable ability to breathe through their skin, allowing them to traverse land and overcome obstacles in streams. Aside from their size, eels can be pretty horrifying to look at. Luckily, they don't really care much about humans, unless, of course, you try to hurt them. This discovery also sparked discussions about the potential factors that contributed to the eel's extraordinary growth, such as environmental conditions or genetic variations. While the massive eel left many in awe, it served as a reminder of the wonders and mysteries beneath the ocean's surface. With each extraordinary discovery, our understanding of the vast and diverse marine world expands, leaving us even more fascinated and humbled by the natural wonders of our planet. Number 3. 414-legged creepy crawler. In 2006, researchers discovered a creepy crawly that's unlike any other. And seriously, you wouldn't want to encounter this creature, especially if you hold a particular disdain for worms and other creepy crawlies. Hidden within the Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks, experts stumbled upon over 30 never-before-seen invertebrates. But one creature stood out because of how creepy it was. The Alacme tobini is an extraordinary millipede with a mind-boggling 414 legs. That's 207 pairs of legs. This millipede is just about 1.5 inches long, but it's not your average garden variety critter. This creature might make most people shiver, but it's a fascinating creature with its pure white color. After all, living in the pitch-black confines of a cave renders color pointless. This millipede boasts 4 modified legs called gonopods, which, let's face it, are essentially its unique version of, well, let's just say that they serve a reproductive purpose. And if that wasn't enough, it also has a whopping 200 orifices that could be poison glands. Literally small, but terrible. Number 2. 750-year-old wooden statues.
Yeah, I remember these.
This discovery in Peru gave archaeologists quite the scare. In 2018, archaeologists stumbled upon a hidden passageway in Peru, and for the most part, it's a pretty incredible find. But there was something strange about it. The passageway was lined with strange, creepy statues. According to the Ministry of Culture in Peru, these spine-chilling statues are 750 years old. They belong to the pre-Columbian civilization and are considered sacred idols, a settlement known as Chan Chan. Before the Inca Empire conquered the region in 1470 AD, Chan Chan was a prosperous and bustling hub of wealth and power in the region. It was divided into 9 citadels, with towering earthen walls surrounding its grandeur. These walls were adorned with intricate friezes, showcasing the artistic prowess of its inhabitants. The recently discovered corridor stretches over 100 feet, leading to a mysterious ceremonial courtyard. And what awaits you along this eerie path? 19 wooden statues, each standing at around 27 inches tall. These statues are believed to depict anthropomorphic figures. They hold a scepter in one hand, asserting their authority while clutching a circular object, possibly a shield, in the other. The statues were also covered in clay masks, making them look all the more intimidating. Perhaps this detail is intentional to keep outsiders away. And now it's time for today's topic. What Russia just discovered in Antarctica terrifies the whole world. There are speculations that Russians have recently explored the frozen wastelands of Antarctica, and there are speculations saying they've uncovered something completely unexpected. There are theories claiming that researchers have uncovered an ancient creature that remained frozen in ice, dormant for millennia. As our planet continues to change, many speculate that perhaps its millennia-long slumber would finally end. Is it a prehistoric monster thought to be extinct? Or
this is the type of stuff I'm talking about them possibly bringing back.
Perhaps a new species yet to be classified by science. The mere thought of such a creature roaming the unexplored depths of Antarctica sends shivers down our spines. Number 1. Shadow Zone. The Shadow Zone sounds like something out of a fantasy movie, but it's actually a hidden world beneath the North Pacific Ocean. Scientists have recently made an astonishing discovery about this Shadow Zone. This mysterious realm, thousands of feet below the surface, has been holding on to the same water for a mind-boggling 2,000 years. Yep, you heard that right. This ancient...
we don't even know half of the things going on, bro.
Ancient water has been trapped, locked away in the deepest, darkest abyss of the North Pacific. Now you might be wondering, why has this water been stuck there for so long? Well, you see, the ocean floor in this area is like rugged, rocky terrain, creating an uneven surface. This, combined with the influence of surface currents driven by the wind, has acted as a cosmic prison for the ancient water, keeping it confined for millennia. It's not just the water that's trapped. Within these hidden depths, molecules of nutrients and carbon have also been locked away. And here's where it gets really interesting. When this water finally escapes its confines, it could have a massive impact on the entire ocean and even the global climate. More research is needed for us to fully grasp this unprecedented discovery. So which of these discoveries intrigued you the most? Let me know about it in the comments down below.
Listen, man, seeing that, it automatically make you think of what? That Titan Submersible, don't it? As soon as you see somebody going in the world, that's going to be forever embedded in your brain now. And it's crazy, man. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I kind of like tensed up a little bit looking at that. But, man, what do y'all think about some of these unexplained discoveries, man? Stuff is crazy out here. But we're going to keep looking for it and discovering it. Y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what you thought of this. And stick around and stay tuned. Next one, I'm gone. Peace.